Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Alex. So I wanted to go over this upcoming update, the 3.5, which isn't going to be coming out this month, but I am going to go ahead and say that's going to be really quick. I'm thinking it might be February 1st, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Um, so I put this screenshot together, and when I did, I happened to notice that there's something new they added besides all the cool stuff you could see to the right. And I just want you to note this FPS, it's not an FPS counter, sorry. It is actually your milliseconds, so that's your ping to the server. If you guys don't know what that means, if this said 100, then I would have a 1 second delay. So 100 ping would mean that I'd have at least a 1 second delay. That means when I aim in, when I squeeze the trigger, there's going to be a 1 second delay. So if you have a 33, that's a 0.33. So that's actually a pretty average 33 to the server, to Xbox Live. That's pretty average, but 50, that's half a second. So if you're having lag spikes or connection problems, you can actually see that it's Xbox Live or if it's actually World of Tanks. For instance, when I play on the East Coast server, if I could anticipate a lag spike and actually see my ping go up to 50 when I'm driving around and I hit a corner, I could wait a second until my FPS, or sorry, until my ping stabilizes, and then come around the corner and actually land a shot on a guy instead of bouncing him and going, why didn't I pin him? It's because your gun didn't hit where you thought it would hit. It's a very handy tool. One of the things I really like, and I think I like where they're going with this. So, this is update 3.5, War of Nations incoming, it says. Now, usually whenever they have a live stream, they release it either that night or within the week, but it could be as late as the 15th. I am not trying to hype up anything. I'm just trying to tell you guys what I see here. And so that's what I see is, it says tune in to watch the developer showcase the new physics, mini maps, and more, which means if you do tune in, you can actually ask them specific questions like, what are the outer lines for? Is that the maximum field of view? And so on. You can also come on here and read everything you want to. It says it's going to be 1,500 hours, I think it's Central Time. So that would mean 2 hours difference for me. So we're talking, it should be about, what is that, 1,300 hours? That's about 1 o'clock for me. So 1 o'clock, I believe, for me. So if you guys are interested too, this shows an E100 driving over a dead tank, a debris tank, without any problem. So I'm going to say that's going to make a huge difference in gameplay. Huge difference. If you guys want to see the mini map in action and also handbraking done, which they are adding in handbrakes, and they're also making it so you can flip, that's going to be added into. So something I want you to note here is that this says 1.47. That's not minutes. It's actually a 10-second. If you roll your tank over, you have 10 seconds before it will righten itself. And I want you guys to note this little dotted line here and also this little blue area, which does represent how far you can see. And then this is basically the max view range that you can actually see. This is obviously a tier, it's 250. It's got to be a tier 1 or 2 vehicle. Something else I wanted you to note is that there's no names here, which means we might be able to actually toggle off the names, which would be nice. And I did want you guys to note that there is nobody else in this room, which basically means either there's a spectator or this is just because it's a developer, he can just do whatever he wants to. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it would be pretty awesome to have that, where we could just go into a map and kind of drive around and get used to it and kind of get our e-braking, down. All right, so to keep on cruising here, it does say handbrakes, are going to be put in. If you guys don't know what this is, handbrakes can be used to basically, tumble your vehicle accidentally if you don't know what you're doing. But where they really come in handy is, I have a good example for you. This is Hemmelsdorf right here. And if you're up on the mountain and you're coming down really fast, you have to come to almost a stop to make the corner. But with the e-brake, you can actually brake and slow down your vehicle to about half speed or even 3/4 speed and actually cut the corner and then accelerate, which makes for much faster gameplay, and it'll make light tanks a lot harder to get. And I'll say that it does come into its own with medium tanks and heavies, like this. If I know there's a heavy around the corner and I want to get nose to nose with him, I can actually e-brake as I'm coming at full speed and get around that corner without exposing my track, and he'll most likely bounce my upper plate or even my turret, which is really handy. Yeah. So something I did want you guys to note is that they are not making this sharp turns available for tank destroyers or artillery. It says it's not needed, and that I'll just say that would be OP as shit. If you could imagine a Yagaroo kind of sliding into you and then turning, and ramming you, you could kind of guarantee that you're not going to track yourself, and it just would be unfair. They're going to add in some variants, some rain variants. I'm not really too excited about that. We're going to go ahead and skip that, and I'm going to go ahead and go to Update Tactical Minimap. Now, I'd read all of this, but I'm going to go ahead and just say that they have 4 key things they want us to know about. So the first one says 50-meter auto detection circle, which we actually have right now. I noticed it this morning, but it's a solid circle. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this represents 50 meters. So anything within this means if there's a tank in this little area, I'm going to detect him. If there's one below here and I'm within 50 meters, I'm going to detect him regardless of whether I can see him or not. It's auto detection. So on the PC, they use the term, what is it? They call it, well, we'll just call it auto detection because this is a different system than what they have on the PC. It's its own system. So, detectability range circle, calculated based on your vehicle's visibility. Enemies within the circle have a chance of detecting you. Now, what they're kind of describing here is that this is the maximum field of view. That means that if your tank had, if it could see as far as the maximum, which is, I believe, 459 meters, your tank would be able to see all the way to this dashed line. So this is saying that you can be detected by somebody if they have that kind of view range. So if you're in a tier 10 game, pretty much that's going to be standards that they're going to be able to see you at max view ranges. So it's going to give you an idea of if you're sitting here on this road that you're going to get detected by the guy sitting here, and you may not be able to see him because he could be in a bush with camouflage perks. This is why they added it on PC, because it does help. It does help. And it's active too, so that's cool. Now, when they say that this little line, it does not change vehicle to vehicle, I mean, that would be stupid. This should be a standard for any vehicle. It should be the maximum 429 meters. Now, gun detection line, it's just a line that shows you, but it does say this, which is kind of odd. So it says, following your vehicle's gun, displaying its point, direction, and the range of the loaded ammunition. Now, if you look at this vehicle, it must be like a tier 1 or tier 2, but you can see that it falls short of the 459 meters. Now, keep in mind, I'm guessing on this because that could actually be your maximum view range, or that could be the maximum render range as well. We don't actually know until we actually have it, but it would say that here because they call it the draw on PC. It's called the draw, but this one's actually what you would actually, anything in the circle you could detect or be detected. So it's a good thing to let you know, hey, if I'm driving this way and I just got detected, most likely it's going to be within this little area here. Which brings us on to the view cone. That's what they're calling it. It says it displays the vehicle's view angle and range, which is controlled by the camera. The end of the cone is the maximum view range. Note the view cone adjusts if you switch to normal view to sniper, and expands if you have binoculars and telescopes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that I really wish that they just gave us a line to represent that, and then they made it do a 360. Because this is going to make it hard for you. Like, you're going to have to actually spin behind you and actually turn your barrel, it looks like. Or you might even have to turn your entire tank to get this line to appear. I'm not too sure, but it does look like this is basically just attached to this line, and I don't understand why they didn't go with a 2-circled system. I mean, seriously, it doesn't make any sense, but I mean, I'll take it because it can still be used, and it's not going to be that hard to turn my turret this way and so on. So that's real big news and really cool. And I want to go ahead and point out something else is that we're going to get a tank gallery view. People have been asking for this on I think it's on Twitter for a real long time, and that is, who really wants to see the garage view? You know, I mean, I don't. I kind of wish I could have my own backgrounds added, or, you know, something like that. And that's what this is. It says, this actually kind of says it all. It says tank gallery view. Whether it be the brand new tank you just unlocked or another mark of excellence, sometimes you just want to flaunt what you got. Press the LT/L2 in the garage to enable the tank gallery. You'll get a clean look at your war machine without the garage hood for top-notch screenshots. Now, this to me says that you're still going to be in the garage. You're just not going to have your tank selection on the bottom. You're not going to have the stuff on top. You're not going to have any of the information that's there. So in a sense, it's just going to turn off or toggle the hood. So, you know, I still personally like to drive around, and I was actually, you know, more excited about seeing the fact that this guy was driving without anybody in the room, and I wish I could do that. But I do believe it was for the developers, so that they could test out this stuff and go try and find bugs. But yeah, that still is pretty cool for people, for instance, that don't want to go into game and get screenshots of their vehicle, you know. So this update's going to come, and when it does, it's going to be 4.8 for us, and then it'll be 1.12 plus 100 megabytes for the title update for Xbox 360, and of course PS4 4.5 gigs, and then they're doing a bunch of animation fix. They're doing a bunch of improved HD art on the maps. They're adding in features. I kind of wish they would remove Scorpion Pass. It says encounter mode spawns moved for balance. Yeah, that the Scorpion Pass was always kind of weird. I always thought to myself, like, Scorpion Pass, the thing I don't like about it is the fact that you got each location, no matter whether you go left and right on the Scorpion Pass, it takes you about 2 minutes just to even get in contact with another tank. And that's a long time to be waiting, seriously. So, yeah, there's a lot of bug fixes. I think that's pretty much it, though. I think I've covered everything. And, of course, if you guys know something that I don't, or if I miss something, there is, you guys can go here. I'll leave a link in the description, or actually I'll leave it in the comments. You guys let me know what you guys think of this, and of course, if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. It lets me know, hey, I'm not just getting views, people actually like what I'm doing. And of course, if you really like the video, please subscribe. It helps support my channel. It also does give us the ability that, let's just say if I had like 100,000 subscribers, and I was like, you guys need to fix this wargaming, or hey, you know, you need to fix this in Minecraft or whatever, people might actually listen to me because I bring in enough weight to the table. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and have a good one. Later.